Hi, it's Linda, and it's almost St. Patrick's Day, and so I was talking to my daughter, and she said, are you going to make anything on your YouTube for St. Patrick's Day? And I said, oh, you know, I've been so busy. I've thought about it, but I didn't know if I'd have a chance. And she said, well, you still have time. It's not till Tuesday. Today is Saturday. It takes me a lot of work just to get things set up, but I was inspired. I can tell you that much. So I started researching different recipes I like, different things I've seen, kind of combining them all to make a special cream pie. And I'm making a chocolate cream de-mince pie. You know, kind of like those little cream candies, chocolate de-mince candies you get at Olive Garden. I love those. They have a little bit of a mint taste. It's kind of a version of that, but in a pie. And it is WW friendly on Blue Points. If you cut the pie, it's going to be a nice size pie, 9.5 inch. If you cut it into 8 slices, it's only going to be 2 WW Blue Points. If you cut it into 6 and you want a bigger slice, it's going to be 3 WW Blue Points. Still not bad. Haven't decided what I'm going to cut mine into yet. But it's very simple, no cooking. I'm going to go over the ingredients real quick that's going in it, and then I'll start with the directions. I'm going to use a little bit of these. These are famous chocolate wafers. These are kind of hard to find in the store. Usually you find them like by the ice cream aisle. I was in a different store today with everybody that was hoarding food, and I was like, I've got to be crazy going in there just picking up a few things, but hey, I want to do this for you guys. But anyway, I ended up finding this in the baking section. So this makes a nice little crunchy kind of a crust like that I'm going to use. And then I have 1 package of sugar-free chocolate JELLO pudding, 1 package of vanilla sugar-free pudding, and then some fat-free Cool Whip, some chocolate sprinkles I'm going to put on the top, non-fat Greek yogurt, 2 different kinds of extract. This one's called cake batter, and my girlfriend just told me about it. I put it in my last recipe. Oh, it tastes so good. You can do vanilla, but this is cake batter. I think it has like a little butter flavor with the vanilla is why, but it's so good. I'm going to put that in with the vanilla, and then the peppermint extract's going to go with the chocolate to give that mint flavor. A little bit of green food coloring to go on the vanilla to make this kind of a green mint color, nice for St. Patrick's Day. And then just a little bit of almond milk, you know, unsweetened almond milk. You can use regular milk to just adjust the points. It's not much more. And then a little bit of spray of the butter spraying. This one's Crisco. So I'm going to get started and I'll be right back. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is crush 3 of the little chocolate wafers. You can use, I have one of these little mallets that I do my meat tenderizing with, so I'm just going to crush it real quick with this. I'll be right back. Actually, it looks like it's about done. I hate to make a lot of noise when I'm doing this, but I hate to just turn it off for just 1 second when it's done. Okay, so I've crushed the wafer, and now I'm going to spray the bottom of my pie pan with some butter spray. This will help it stick, and it'll also help when you're cutting your slices. And now I'm going to sprinkle the wafers all on the bottom. This will be, instead of a crust, you'll have this on the bottom. And you got some pieces like this, just crush them with your fingers and get it all separated onto the bottom. Okay, I crushed up the little wafers. You want to get them crushed kind of fine where they look kind of like coffee grounds. And if you try spreading them around, if you didn't get it spread around good, maybe 1 glob. I tried using my fingers, that doesn't work. I have these little skewers, and so I just grabbed one of these and I'm just kind of mixing it around just a little. It's probably going to be fine the way it was. I'm just a little crazy about stuff like that sometimes. Anyway, so now I'm going to make the chocolate filling. My husband's playing in the other room some music he's recording for me. I always like to have background music, and sometimes some of the music is from him. He's an awesome guitar player. So since it's St. Patrick's Day, one of my favorite old Irish hymns is Be Thou My Vision. And so this is kind of a vision too, but anyway, he's going to record that for me. So the music you hear in the background of my video is my husband playing Be Thou My Vision. And boy, can we use that right now in these times. kind of rough, you know, across our nation right now, but you know what? This too shall pass. And I'm going on with my recipes. I'm going to start with the chocolate pudding right now. So I'm going to use my food processor. You can use a whisk if you want, or a mixer, but you want to mix this till it's well blended. So I'm going to put in 1.5 cups of the non-fat Greek yogurt. In the recipe you'll see it'll say 3 cups, but it'll say divided, and this is where it's divided. So we're going to use 1.5 cups of non-fat Greek yogurt, 1/4 cup of almond milk. Like I said, if you want to use regular milk, you can. This is divided. You'll see on the recipe it says 1/2 cup. So I'm dividing. I'm going to put 1/4 cup in right now. Then I'm going to add the package of chocolate sugar-free pudding. I'm going to just pour this right into it. And then I'm going to turn my food processor on and let this mix up. Then I'm going to add my peppermint extract and then my Cool Whip. Okay, I mixed it for like almost 2 minutes. I did about a minute, stopped it, scraped down the sides a little bit. I have this on top of another pan, but anyway, in my food processor, which I just love my food processor, so easy to clean up too. Goes in the top of the dishwasher, never in the bottom, but on the top, or you just clean it by hand. So I said 1/4 cup of the almond milk is actually 1/2 cup. The recipe will show it's 1/2 cup. Now I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of peppermint extract. Oops, got a little bit there. I'm going to mix this up, and then I'm going to put the Cool Whip in with it. Okay, now I'm going to add 1/2 cup of the fat-free Cool Whip. And I'm probably thinking of stirring it around by hand. I'm not for sure, or I just might hit the pulse button a few times, because you don't want to over whip it, you know, with the Cool Whip. So that's the last part that's going to go in before I put this in the pie plate. Okay, now I'm going to pour it into the pie plate. So this is the next layer. You want the chocolate mint. It's got the mint in with it. It's pretty thick. Chocolate mint's going to go right on top of the chocolate wafer crumbles, cookies that I crumbled all up. I'm going to get every bit of this out, and then I'm going to go on with the rest of the recipe, which is the vanilla on top. So it's like the cream part. That won't have mint in it. It's just going to be a really yummy cream flavor on top of it. So here we go. Okay, so I've got the 1.5 cups of plain non-fat Greek yogurt in here. Then I added 1/2 cup of the unsweetened almond milk. And now I'm going to add, so we got the yogurt, the almond milk. Now I'm going to add the package of vanilla, sugar-free, reduced fat vanilla pudding. And I decided I'm going to do peppermint, a little bit of peppermint in it. And I noticed on the chocolate it was a little tart, which is okay, but I want the cream a little sweeter. So I'm going to add 1/3 cup of the ultimate sugar replacement, the SWERVE powdered sugar, confection sugar. I get this off Amazon. I also buy the brand called Anthony's. I think it's a little cheaper, and it tastes so good too. So I'm going to put 1/3 cup in here. And if you would like to know how to buy this, go to my webpage, and I have links to all the products that I use. I only post things that I absolutely buy and I absolutely love. So I hope it helps you. That's why I do it. And so I'm going to mix this together, and I'll be right back. I'm going to mix it like 2 minutes. Okay, now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon. Did I put it as 1 teaspoon? No, it's 1/2 teaspoon of the cake batter extract. If you don't have that, just add vanilla. It's 1/2 teaspoon. And I'm also going to add 1/2 teaspoon of the peppermint. Give it a little more peppermint flavor. And then I'm going to mix this together, and then I'm going to fold in the Cool Whip, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I finished the cream filling that's going on the top, the vanilla pudding, and I'm folding in 1/2 cup of the fat-free Cool Whip. It tastes really good. That little extra touch of mint in with this is great. So I'm folding it in. Now I'm going to add some green food coloring to give this a light green color. So I'm just going to kind of do it right here. We'll see. Here's 1, 2, 3. Looks like about 3 drops. Not quite sure. I'll fast forward this. Okay, I finished putting the food coloring. I had to keep adding more and more because I wanted a real green color, and it was kind of a yellow from that the extract, the cake batter extract made it kind of a yellow color, so I had to add some extra green. So it's okay, all good. And now I'm going to pour it right on top of the chocolate. Just lightly pour it around. So then this is going to go in the freezer, and I'm going to check it in about 6 hours. My last yogurt pie that I just posted a few days ago, it actually did better when it set overnight, but then it took like a half hour before I could cut it. Usually you only have to set it out about 10 or 15 minutes. So we'll see, every recipe is different depending upon the ingredients, and some of these ingredients are similar and some aren't. Okay, so now I've got the green filling over it. I used a clear pie pan so you can kind of maybe see the different layers, I'm not sure. Then I have 2 tablespoons of chocolate sprinkles that I'm going to put on top. So I'm just going to lightly sprinkle these on top. Like when I make pancakes for my grandkids or waffles, I tell them that I'm putting ants on them. And yesterday I was at their house and I made waffles and I forgot to bring this over. And the 3-year-old, the first thing he said was, "Nana, where are my ants? I don't have any ants on it." So cute. You know what, I put 2 tablespoons, but actually 1 tablespoon is plenty. And so I'll be right back. Okay, it's all finished. I went ahead and used the full 2 tablespoons of the chocolate sprinkles because it sinks down a little bit, so it'll go into the filling a little, which will look really cool when we go to cut it. And so this is what it looks like when it's layered. I don't know if you can see it. Don't want to tip it, but you can see the different layers, the chocolate and then the green layer of the vanilla cream on top. I'm going to put it in the freezer and I'll be back later with the final results. Okay, it's been 6 hours later and the pie is pretty well set. It's still a little soft here in the middle, and so freezing it overnight is the best thing, or maybe at least 10 hours. I'm going to go ahead, let me show you. I think I can still show you without it tipping over. Turned out pretty good. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece, and I'm going to try it out. Be right back. Okay, I'm just cutting 1 slice out of it right now because it's still soft in the middle, but the sides are frozen. This is what it looks like. It looks really good. You see the chocolate and you see the vanilla cream top, and both of it has the peppermint flavoring in it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece. This would make 3 points because it's actually like a 1/6 of the pie. And then I'm going to add a little bit of 0-point fat-free Cool Whip on the top. And that's going to be my dessert. And I think it's very successful. I tried a little bit of it already and it tastes so good. Hope you enjoy my recipe. And if you do, please share my channel with others. I would really appreciate it. I'm growing more and more each day, you know, on my Weight Watcher WW Healthy website, as well as on YouTube. I hope it blesses you. And if you need the recipe, the printable recipe is on my website at amazinghealthyrecipe.com. And tomorrow I'm going to be making a tenderloin main dish. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless you, and see you on my next video. Bye.